Hello and welcome. Read the following message and then press the button below to continue.
Introduction to algorithms and flowcharts. Algorithms are step-by-step procedures or formulas for solving a problem, often used in computer science. They are the backbone of all software and computational processes, defining the exact sequence of operations a computer must perform. Flowcharts are visual representations of algorithms, using standardized symbols to depict the sequence of operations, decisions, and data flow. They provide a clear, graphical way to design and document algorithms before writing actual code, making complex logic easier to understand. Understanding selection in algorithms. Selection, also known as decision-making, is a fundamental control structure in algorithms that allows different paths of code execution based on a test condition. This enables programs to respond dynamically to various inputs or states, making them more versatile and intelligent. The choice of which path to follow is determined by evaluating a condition that results in a Boolean, true or false, outcome. For example, a program might check if a user's age is over 18 to grant access to certain content, demonstrating a simple selection process.
Representing selection in flowcharts. In flowcharts, selection is typically represented by a diamond-shaped symbol, often called a decision symbol. This symbol contains a question or condition that has two possible outcomes, yes, true, or no, leading to different branches in the algorithm.
Arrows emanating from the diamond symbol indicate the flow of control for each outcome. One arrow is labeled yes or true, leading to the code block executed if the condition is met, while the other is labeled no or false, leading to an alternative path. This visual clarity helps in understanding complex conditional logic at a glance.
Python's if statement for selection. In Python, the if statement is the primary construct for implementing selection. It allows a block of code to be executed only if a specified condition evaluates to true. This directly translates the yes path from a flowchart's decision symbol.
The basic syntax involves the if keyword followed by a condition and a colon, with the indented code block below. For instance, if score equals 60 would execute the subsequent indented lines only if the student's score is 60 or higher, demonstrating a pass-fail scenario. When an algorithm requires checking multiple conditions sequentially, Python uses the elif, short for else if, statement. This allows for a series of conditions to be tested, and the first one that evaluates to true will have its corresponding code block executed, with the rest being skipped. The elif statement is crucial for handling scenarios where there are more than two possible outcomes, such as grading systems A, B, C, D, F, or categorizing numerical ranges. It provides a clean and efficient way to manage complex branching logic without excessive nesting of if statements.
Python's else statement for default paths. The else statement in Python provides a default path of execution when none of the preceding if or elif conditions are met. It acts as a catch-all, ensuring that some code block will always execute if all other specified conditions evaluate.
This statement is particularly useful for handling situations where a program needs to perform a specific action if all other options are exhausted, such as displaying an error message for invalid input or providing a default response. It simplifies code by avoiding redundant checks for the no path of the final condition.
Worked example: number input flowchart. Consider a flowchart designed to display a message based on a number input. The algorithm first initializes a number, prompts the user for input, and then evaluates two conditions sequentially. This example demonstrates a common use case for selection in user interaction.
The first condition checks if the number is less than 1. If true, it displays too small. If false, it proceeds to the next condition, checking if the number is greater than 10. If this is true, it displays too large. Otherwise, it displays just right, covering all possible integer inputs.
Worked example, number input Python code. Translating the number input flowchart into Python code involves using if, elif, and else statements. The input function is used to get user input, and int converts it to an integer for numerical comparison. This ensures the program can correctly evaluate the conditions.
The code structure directly mirrors the flowchart's logic, an if statement for the first condition, num10, and a final else to catch all other cases. This demonstrates how Python's conditional statements provide a clear and readable way to implement complex decision-making processes. Introduction to repetition, loops. Repetition, commonly known as looping, is a control structure that allows a block of code to be executed multiple times. This is essential for tasks that involve processing lists of data, performing calculations iteratively, or repeating actions until a certain condition is met. There are various types of loops, but count-controlled loops are specifically designed to repeat a fixed number of times. This means the number of iterations is known before the loop begins, making them ideal for tasks like iterating through a known length array or performing a countdown. Count-controlled loops in flowcharts. In flowcharts, a count-controlled loop is typically indicated by a backward arrow that points from a process back to a decision symbol or an earlier process. This visual cue signifies that a block of code will be repeated until a specific count or condition is met. The loop structure usually involves an initialization step for a counter variable, a decision step to check if the loop condition, e.g., counter greater than a limit, is still true, and an increment or decrement step for the counter within the loop body. This clear structure helps visualize the iterative process.
Python's for-in-range statement. Python implements count-controlled loops primarily using the for-in-range statement. This construct iterates a specified number of times, making it ideal for situations where the exact number of repetitions is known beforehand. The range function generates a sequence of numbers which the for loop then iterates through.
The range function can be used in several ways. Range stop generates numbers from 0 up to but not including stop. Range start stop generates numbers from start up to but not including stop. And range start stop step allows for custom increments or decrements. For example, for I in range 1, 4, we'll iterate for I equals 1, 2, 3.
Worked example, countdown flowchart and Python. Let's examine a flowchart for a countdown algorithm, starting from 10. The flowchart initializes a counter, then enters a loop that checks if the counter is greater than -1. If true, it displays the current count and decrements it, looping back. If false, it exits the loop and displays go.
In Python, this countdown can be implemented efficiently using for count in range 10-1-1. This range function starts at 10, goes down to, but not including, -1, and decrements by 1 each time. This directly translates the flowchart's logic into a concise and functional Python loop.
Well done. Thank you for completing this training.